Try not to die on the floor, and then press back up, and then you're gonna go again. What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I got my iced coffee, #health over here. We are ready to hit this chest session. So we're gonna use no dumbbells today. We're gonna use no equipment whatsoever. If you're training from home and you have no equipment, you're not willing to, or you can't access any sort of dumbbells, resistance bands whatsoever, your training is definitely gonna be a lot harder, but you can still get in some good sessions. And I always, like to look at the positives. And if you look at some of those calisthenics guys out there, one of my good mates, he owns a calisthenics gym, he's shredded and he's crazy strong and he does body weight only. So I'm gonna try and take a little bit of inspiration from that. And today I'm gonna take you guys through a full chest session with no equipment needed whatsoever. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna hit 3 main movements. So the first one is gonna be push-up variations. I'm gonna show you how to do them from hardest to easiest. So it doesn't matter what level of experience or strength you guys are at, you'll be able to do this. The second movement we're gonna hit is a dip variation, and the third movement is gonna be a fly variation. So, one sec. Hey, cut it. Guys, enough of that. Let's get into the session. Okay guys, so the first exercise being push-ups. The hardest way to do these without equipment is feet elevated push-ups. If you have some sort of like handles or levels, you can make it even harder, but most people, you're not gonna have that. So we're gonna stick with a feet elevated push-up. So just on a couch, a chair, anything you can, you're gonna pop your feet up like this, and then we're gonna go into simple push-ups. Like this. But for a lot of you, I know that will be too easy. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add weight. So we're gonna grab a bag and then you're basically just gonna fill it with anything you can lying around the house that's heavy enough to make it challenging. So anything you can find around the house that's heavy enough. So, the good old sugar-free sodas, throw that in. Bottle of your finest Moscato, it's probably about $3 to be honest. Throw that in. A couple of kilos of potatoes, throw that in. A friendly husky, throw that in. The hardest one, feet elevated and backpack on, as much weight in there as you possibly can. I'm gonna smash out a few of those. So guys, just quickly, when you're doing these, the range of motion, I try to go as low as humanly possible. So that's why on a normal push-up, I wouldn't pick my face up out of the way. But as you can see, when I'm going down to the bottom, I'm trying to lift my face up a bit just so I don't smash my big nose onto the floor. And then from there, we're trying to get as low as possible. So if you can get that chest to touch the floor as close as you can, that's ideal. Guys, so quite obviously, if that's hard, then basically just take the backpack off and then you're just gonna do body weight. That will be your hardest progression. So chuck that down, chuck this out of the way. That is still a little bit easy, but the bag was too hard. Or you can basically just slow the rep down. So go into a slow negative. So where you're lowering down over a 4 or 5 second period, and then you're pressing back up, okay? To make any movement harder, you just slow down that eccentric movement. So on the way down, just nice and slow, and then yeah, basically that's it. I'm sweating, it's boiling here. It's 40 degrees in Perth today. That is the first push-up progression. And obviously you can see to each movement, there is actually a harder way to do it and then a slight easier way. So there's so much room to progress or regress depending on how strong and fit you are. So the second, we're just gonna do basic push-ups. So for today, because I've already done those, we're just gonna do push-ups and we're just gonna do max reps. So basically just going to complete failure. Okay guys, the next progression is just a simple incline push-up. And then from there, if that's too hard, I want you to do either negative push-ups or knee push-ups. Only do knee push-ups if you're really, really new and you can't do 1 or 3 negative push-ups. That's basically how I'll gauge it, because I'm not a big fan of knee push-ups, for example, because it really changes the movement entirely. Caffeine's well and truly kicking in, the chest pump's getting there. Second exercise we're gonna hit is that dip variation. So what I've done here is set up 2 of these little outdoor chairs. You can basically do this with anything, like indoor chairs, you know, your dining room chairs and stuff like that. You can set it up so it's the same. Starting from your knees so we can get a full range of motion. Just set it up to just outside shoulder width if you can. So adjust that, perfect. And then from there, you're gonna engage your core. We're gonna pop up like that, feet in the air, full stretch. So I can basically get full range of motion just before my knees hit the floor. Like ideally I would like a couple more, maybe an inch or so. But if I really wanted to, I could pop these chairs up on something. But honestly, after you do those and you do a bunch of these, because we're also gonna do AMRAP on these, as many reps as possible, it's quite hard. Something to mentally think about as well to get better chest activation is when you're pressing up, think about shoving your biceps into your chest. Obviously, you can't move your hands like that, but if you think about that when you're doing it, you'll get better chest activation. All right, so we're gonna jump back inside and we're gonna finish with these floor sock flies. I'm not sure what they're called, but I'll show you. Let's go. All right, guys. We're gonna finish off with some sock flies. So, whoa, sock fly negatives. These are very hard, but you can make them easier by just doing less reps and faster negatives, so it doesn't have to be as slow. If you're very strong, you can probably almost do the fly motion as well to get back up. My calisthenic mate, he can do that, but I'm too fat, I can't do that. So anyway, we're gonna get these socks. You're basically just gonna get some socks, or like tea towels will work as well. Chuck them on your hands. Mine are covered in Zeus hair, thanks boy. Definitely recommend starting on the knees for this one, as they're quite hard. And then from there, you're basically gonna go into the fly motion. So when you're doing all these movements, guys, think of it as like you would do a normal like dumbbell fly or cable fly. So you wanna think of like that motion of like coming out and then squeezing back together like that. So basically with the fly, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. When I'm going down, I'm just gonna pretend I've got dumbbells or cables in my hands, and I'm just getting that eccentric down like that. Just going out into the fly motion. Nice and slow. Try not to die on the floor, and then press back up, and then you're gonna go again. So. So just get out. Right, so if you want to have an efficient workout, don't have a husky, because all they want to do is play, especially if you've got socks in your hands. That's it, guys. That's the home chest workout. So we've got the push-up progressions, we got the dip progressions, and we got the eccentric sock flies. What a name, eh? Hope you guys liked the video. If you do, make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, tag me on your stories if you hit these. You know, if you train from home, I'd love to hear about it, and I will see you guys in the next one.